Hey you, I'm Pastor Jonathan. Are you content and satisfied with your life, or do you complain? Let's find out how to be content by reading God's words from the Bible. So pick up a Bible or the Bible app and read about the parting of the Red Sea from the book of Exodus, chapters 13 through 14 in the Bible. You can find a link to it in the description. The Israelites had been slaves their whole life. And God sent not one, but 10 plagues on the people who had enslaved them. And they were eventually given their freedom. And God even had the Egyptians give the Israelites money as they left Egypt. But then the Egyptian army chased them, and the minute they saw the Egyptian army coming, instead of being thankful for all that God had done, trusting Him to provide once again, they freaked out and started complaining. Didn't we tell you it would have been better to be a slave in Egypt? Then we could have died as a slave instead of dying in this desert. Then God parts the Red Sea, bringing His people to safety, destroying the Egyptian army. So good news, the complaining is over. Not even close. Later on in the book of Exodus, the Israelites complained, "We don't have water. We don't have food. We don't like the food you gave us. We want meat. We want more food. That water is bitter." Each time, God provided. But instead of seeing the millions of ways God provided, they focused on the few little things that they didn't like. You and I do the same. Have you ever said, "That's not fair. They got a bigger piece of dessert than me. Why do I have to eat that? That looks so gross. I don't have any toys to play with. I always have to go to bed early. Nobody has to go to bed as early as me. My teacher is so unfair and they are so mean to me." You get the idea. We all complain, and complaining is sin. Complaining is sin because you're ignoring the millions of things you have, focusing on the one tiny little thing that you don't have. That's the key to being content. Focus on what you have instead of complaining about what you don't. You have the same God the Israelites had, a God who loves you, cares for you, and has already provided you with everything that you need, even if it's not everything that you want. Here are some ways you can practice being content instead of complaining. Pray it. Write a prayer of worship to God, telling Him how thankful you are for everything that He's done for you. Journal it. Write a letter to your parents, thanking them for the things that they've done for you and given to you. Draw it. Draw pictures of all the things that you're thankful for. And at the top of your drawing, write the words, "God is giving, so I can be thankful without complaining." You can find all of those activities in the description. And I'll be praying that you decide to be content and not complain this week.